Anyways, good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing, Fernando?
Oh, can be better.
You dropped your fast string.
I'm happy day.
Your happy day?
Yeah.
Okay. What you working on?
Speaker bracket.
You had to think about that one for a minute?
I don't know what is this, honestly.
It's a speaker bracket.
There you go.
Speaker bracket. So we're working on a GMC Sierra.
GMC.
This is obviously a Chevy pickup truck.
GMC.
GMC? Yeah. C. And what we got going on? Arturo, I saw your thing. That was funny. So what's going on is a bit of... it's kind of like it all sucked and he took a lot of it out. Now we're putting it back in. So this morning when I got here, the first thing I did was figure out how this stuff is going to fit. So we made this amp rack here and got it in. As you can see, the remnants of what was in here before. They cut the plug instead of using the cool amp plug that cost, you know, 25 bucks. So we have a tweak and the 4-channel in a mono block. The 4-channel is going to power a set of C7 mid bass and some form of tweeter up in the dash, which I haven't got to yet. What is this? Dude, that's like, okay. Okay, well that has to come out. I don't even know what that is. I'm anxious to pull the tape off because I don't know what that is. Anyways, these are the tweeters here. Apparently this was cut out with I don't know what this was cut out with. So he's got C7 tweeters up top here with some tape. So he pulled these out. My next task is going to be to make new mounts for these so that they can go back into the factory locations. This Alpine is coming out and he's going to go with a 10-inch Kenwood floating screen. He's going to get the dash cam. We've already installed the high-res rear camera into the factory location. This had the factory camera, but they didn't use it. They had an Alpine camera attached to the tag, which is hanging right here. I just took it out. This is the fun part, though. We'll crawl up under here. No, that was my hand. I've hit my head enough. Oh, shush. So this is, as you can see, this is, instead of using a zip tie, they just kind of twisted it around like a dozen or so times. And then we'll get this out of here. Ow. All right. Maybe this isn't an Alpine. Okay, it's probably not an Alpine. And they had some zip ties that I've already cut because we ran our wires up through the factory bundle on that side of the car. You can kind of see there's our loomed wire and it kind of goes around there and up and it comes in through there's a factory grommet way over there and we go through that on that side, which is kind of nice. So we'll get this camera out of here and then the wiring for that, oh, it's just flipping, is over here. And they just have big hole running. No insulation, no nothing. These were the speaker wires. So my guess is what they did is they didn't get the Alpine Bose interface for the radio, because they actually, Alpine is one of the only companies that made a third-party interface to retain the factory Bose amplifier in these. Oddly enough, no one else has come out with one, which is bizarre, but they made one. We've used it in other Bose cars. They're hard to find, but they're available. You can still get them. But I think this radio just kind of came and went really fast. Alpine talked about it, and then it really didn't turn into anything. It's kind of weird. What's up from Kentucky? So he has the door panel off here. It's getting sound treatment all the way around. I hate these. These are the worst. Like, I don't know why GM used these. They always fall out and you don't realize it until you put the door back on. They're kind of a pain. So he's getting ground zero sound treatment here, ground zero on the rear doors. But here's another. So here's the amplifier. There's that cut plug. More cut wires over here. But why would you cut it that short? I mean, I know why they did, because they didn't take the seat out to get to it. So yeah. Anyways, there's a look at the amplifiers. So that's the 4-channel mono block. There'll be a 0 gauge run back, distribution, something over there. We added in this piece right there because that's where the vent is. We don't want any water splashing on our amplifiers. So that'll keep that from happening. Plus the amplifier's far enough away. This is just made out of 1/4-inch material. But yeah, the seats are out. And then he already installed his own second battery system. So he has a McMahon alternator with the 500 amp Stinger switching relay all hooked up. Okay, that's not hooked up right. Okay. So anyways, yeah, this is supposed to be coming over to here. Huh. That's weird. Yeah, that's not how that's supposed to go. So anyways, we'll have to look at that, figure out what he's got going on. Because this lead here should be going off to this battery, and then there should be a lead that comes off of this that goes here, and another one that goes here, and there needs to be a fuse here and a fuse here. So we'll have to change that. Yeah, that's wrong. No biggie. But it's already grounded. It's got grounds. It doesn't have any grounds in the factory battery, which we're gonna have to add one there because it needs a ground coming off of here. Kind of defeats the purpose of having those two nice grounds if we don't have a good ground on this side. Anyways, that's what we got going on. That's what our next couple days looks like. Oh, it's also getting a front camera here that's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere in this area. This is just sitting here right now, so I have to figure out a way to mount this into place, and then a dash cam. So he's gonna get all 3 of the cams. So he's gonna have lots of cams. You guys catch it all just because. Yeah, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Not a big deal. Oh, and then he's also getting a set of C3 JLs in the back that are just going to be wired as coaxials. So then the C7 mid bass will be in the door. That's what he's working on right now. I have a Pioneer 2600 with and some songs that I know have bass. There's not much bass. Would an audio control make things help? No, if you're not getting bass out of it, then that means that you're missing the tuning frequency of the box or the song. It has nothing to do with the output voltage. If you're missing it, what you probably want to do is get an epicenter. An epicenter is going to help with that. It's a harmonic restoration device. It's designed to octave shift down and give you the low bass that some songs just don't have, because either the limitations of the enclosure, the recording, or just, or other things. But check out an epicenter, not a matrix. Matrix is just going to give you more output voltage. It'd be like turning up your gain. It will give you something, but not what you're looking for. I have the DS18 soundbar for my Jeep. I don't want to put super tweeters in it. They'll kill my ears. Do you have a fix for that? I mean, there's really no fix other than you're gonna have to make some form of an adapter to go from a big tweeter to a small tweeter. That's really the only fix. Hole saw, a couple hole saws. You could make a donut that'll fit in there to go from whatever giant tweeter you have to a much smaller tweeter for sure. What difference does bi-amping speakers make sound-wise? It's just gonna give you more control. So when you bi-amp, you go through the passive crossover still. You have 2 channels going to the mid bass and 2 channels going to the tweeters. The crossover point is obviously fixed at whatever it is, but now you have level control depending on your amplifier. So if the tweeters are too hot and a passive crossover, you only have 0, a plus number and a negative number, you may need way more negative or more positive depending on what you're trying to do. So being able to bi-amp, that's just going to give you more control over the tweeter and its response, as well as the mid-range. We've never done that amp. He sells them, but we've never really played with it. New Accord, Access DSP. I can't get max output. Should I get a Matrix? What do you mean you can't get max output? How are you not getting max output? The DSP puts out a decent amount of preamp, and just because the light isn't coming on doesn't mean you're not getting max output. It just means you're getting the signal that's not distorted. We've done that, and we've never had to worry about that. I mean, if you want to get a Matrix, go right ahead, but the amplifier already has one built into it. So yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't be getting. I mean, at a bare minimum, those amps taking like 1/4 volt, so you're getting way more than 1/4 volt. You just might not get any distortion, which is probably a good thing. If it's not loud enough, adding in a Matrix isn't going to make it any more loud. I mean, if you have it tapped out, then it's tapped out. What's the difference between 2 ohm DVC and a 4 ohm DVC looking to upgrade? 2 ohm DVC is going to give you a 1 ohm or 4 ohm load. A 4 ohm DVC is going to give you a 2 ohm or 8 ohm load. So depending on your amplifier, you have to make sure you get the right subwoofer combination to match your amplifier. So if it does a 2 ohm or a 1 ohm load, you have to match up those two drivers to correspond to that. So on Focal K2s, what do I set crossover point for the tweeter and mid at DSP? Keep them both at 80? No, or do tweeter, or you do tweeters at active crossover point, and same for mid. If you're going active, you have active crossover points you have to apply. So the tweeter is 5,000, and then the mid range is going to be 350 to 5,000. If you're going passive through the K2 crossover, then the only crossover point you need is the bottom for the mid-range, which is 350. So I hope that answers that question. Does bass come from enclosure size or the port design? It's both. It's a combination of both. They have to work in conjunction with one another. If you have a box that's too small or too big, if you have a port that's too small or too big, so you have to have the best of both worlds in order for that to work. You just can't randomly build a box, put a hole in the side of it, and expect it to work. There is a symbiotic relationship between the port and the size of the enclosure and the power that you're putting in it. I really don't have an idea, or I haven't listened to the spatial audio yet. Will I hear a benefit in my new Accord with access to DSP? No, probably not. You won't. I mean, the spatial audio, no. Because I think the only way you can hear that is through the headphones. Yeah, it's just through the new Apple headphones. But high-res audio, yeah, you'll definitely hear a difference on that. Just because, not if you're going over Bluetooth. If you're wired, yes. If you're Bluetooth, no. Hating fellow shop in Naples, Florida. Hey, what's going on? What do you think of coming out with their 2 radio during these shortages? Oh, reading like. We were going to report on that this Friday, the access thing. I don't know.
This Friday? There's no news this Friday.
Why is there no news this Friday? We'll be here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, Friday's the last day.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be here Friday.
Oh, Saturday.
Saturday we won't. Yeah, Friday we'll be here. So stay tuned on that one. I'm sure we'll have thoughts on it. Spatial audio, you can hear difference. Try it. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Is it better to have external DSP versus built-in and amplifier with DSP? They're both the same. It doesn't matter which one you decide to go with. DSP built-in, DSP outboard. It's just a matter of building the system according to how you want to build it. In some cases, depending on what you're trying to do, it might be more beneficial just because of size. I personally like amplifiers with DSPs built into them as long as they fit what I'm trying to achieve in the vehicle. Pro tip of the day, Bobby. Do you have a pro tip of the day?
No, I just got here.
Oh, jeez. I got nothing. It's too hard. Pro tip of the day: invest in a nice little power inverter. So, like, this is a little tiny power inverter. Each one of us have these on our bench. This is like a little 4 to 6 amp power inverter. Fernando, I think, has a 10 to 15 amp power inverter over on his. I mean, we have other ones, but getting yourself a small power inverter that you can hook radios up to. In this case, we have the Kenwood radio hooked up, because with the high-res cameras, we have no way to see how they look, because the camera tester that we currently have does not work on their form of high-res. So we're using this to power up the camera as well as the radio, so we can check our placement, make sure everything works. So invest in a nice little power inverter for your workbench. Measure twice, cut once. Yeah, that might work. Maestro R says it will retain factory camera if factory is high resolution. Will it stay high res if using? Okay, so that's a good question. No, and it depends on the car. So like if you're looking at a new Chrysler that has the high res camera, it will not retain that high res camera at all, period. It just won't work.
No, because it's different from the factory.
Yeah, so that goes for Ram, Chrysler, Jeep, all of them that have that high-res camera. It's not going to retain the high-res camera in any of those vehicles. They don't have that adapter yet. That's why Metro makes the little add replacement cameras for those. You know, for like the Jeep Wranglers and the Renegade, they make replacement cameras for that. Make a replacement camera, I think, for the Dodge now too, Rams. But no, it will not retain that. The only radio that's retaining that currently is the High 10, because they're switching HDMI into the back of the radio. Alpine does it because they're the only ones that have an adapter for it at the moment. Maestro will have an adapter for it. It's just not available yet.
Right.
Is there an easier way to get wire through the door of a 06 Camry? Man, what a pain. Nope, they suck. Take the door off. Out the Morel amp back in. Okay, Christian, you need help. Looking to get some help with a CVA 1003 no sound out of the DVD. Man, I haven't seen a 1003 in, I don't know, 20 years. Yeah, pro tip of the day, use wire ferrules, no doubt. Best 6.5-inch mid-bass speaker for fit in a metric kit on a 2020 Jeep 6.5-inch dash. That's a great one. There is no great one, but what I will suggest is get one that has the thinnest front possible. What I mean by that is on the passenger side is going to be your check, because of the way the glove box comes down, it covers up a quarter of the speaker. When you pull the passenger side off, you're going to see little grid work on the back. I recommend trimming that all off. You don't have to take the dash off to do it. You can just simply pull the dash back and get in there with your razor knife. Trim all that. It's about 1/8 of an inch of lattice work that needs to be removed. We've tried the Focal Flax. They fit. The Rockford was way too tight. I wouldn't recommend those. So like the T1s, T2s. I would look for something that has, honestly, something with a stamped steel basket would probably be the best, but that's going to be tough. I mean, unless you can swing into the flax. But if you're going to do the flax, make sure you remove that lattice work on the passenger side, because it is tight. Can you recommend upgrading front door 6.5 speaker to an 8-inch with amp on a Golf 5? You're going to have a hard time finding an 8 that's going to be shallow enough to fit. I think that's more the problem. But Audison makes an 8 that's pretty narrow and whatnot, so maybe look at the Audison in the Primo line. Is it okay to stop by next week and say hi when passing through? Nobody will be here next week. Next week is vacation, so the place will be a ghost town. There won't be anybody here to say hi to. I'm sorry. High-res camera question is about a 2000 Outback factory camera retention. If it's high, if they say to retain it, then it's not going to be high res. It's just because they have no ability to change the format of the camera. So anytime there's a high res question, it technically isn't going to be high res if you can put an RCA on it and plug it in the back of the radio. It might have great lines of resolution, and that might be the one thing. But all these companies with their high res cameras are unique to their radios. So it might just be a really good camera. MFT or plywood? Depends what you're building. I guess boxes, plywood seems to be the new hotness right now. All right, let's get over here. Next amp dyno is going to be a JVC. 7-inch Kenwood, yeah. Audio Frog 8-inch maybe. Yeah, 7-inch Kenwood would be nice. Those will fit. What interface would you use to add subs only to 2012 Mercedes? You have to measure the output voltage is really what you'd have to do before I could recommend that. If there's a factory subwoofer in there, take your digital multimeter, set it to AC, little dial, set it to AC, play a 40 hertz test track, turn it up to where you think it's gonna play the loudest it can, and see what the output voltage is. If it's below 10 volts, most amplifiers, high level to low level input sections will work. If you just want to have something, you know, like I'm just going to buy something, I don't really, then look at the LC2i Pro. Or if you don't need AccuBase, which probably don't on that, you just go to the LC1i. That would work too. All right, guys, listen, I'd like to stay here and keep answering questions, but I got to get back on this beast. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
How we doing? Yeah? You lost? Lost in the moment. Well, good day, everyone. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Wednesday? Wednesday. It's a hurricane day for most of us here in Florida. By us, I mean everyone other than us. We were just laughing at the fact that like this is what's happening today. It's beautiful, sunny. It's kind of breezy. You see the trees blowing right there. Ooh. But yeah, this is the aftermath of whatever came last night. I know some people probably had a tough time. I don't know. Fernando's working on the door here. Hello from North Carolina. What's going on? If you'll notice, this is a little 6-pin plug that is going to connect to the door panel where the passive crossover is mounted, because these C3s are a coaxial but can be mounted as a separate or a coaxial. So we're using them in the coaxial application here, and by doing that we had to find some place to mount the passive crossovers, which are, let's take a look. Backup camera still backupping. This door has not gotten done yet. Hold on, we'll come over here. So this is already done, but here is the passive crossover. He made a bracket to mount it into the door, and then this comes across, and this will plug into that harness that you just saw. Got the ground zero sound treatment on it, and then this will go. So nice and quiet door, but this way it'll be easy to service. It'll unplug just like the factory does. Little up to date, we're working on getting the amplifiers wired up. This is gonna plug into the back where the Bose amplifier is. If you saw yesterday, the amplifier was in a very bad state and it has been repaired. So all of this has been soldered back into place, retaped, and golden. These are the only two harnesses we're gonna need to use. Those will plug into those two adapters we have, and that'll be it. So if he ever decides to go back to factory, he can, if he still has the factory radio somewhere. We also got that Alpine radio taken out, and the dash is prepped. And this, you do have to remove a certain portion of this to get the double DIN to go in there. This is the factory Wi-Fi module that stays in. It just lowers down to the bottom. This is the Alpine radio here. Go get that back. The Kenwood harness is made up. This is the dual for the high-res cameras. This is for the dash cam. The dash cam requires a constant 12 volts accessory and ground. This is for the JL tweak. There again, constant accessory, ground, and remote turn on. So those, and also because they're running to the back, we have two fuses, one for constant 12 volts, one for accessory. These are the fuses for the cameras. The front camera went in, so we ended up making this V shape here to match up with the M. Flush mounted this, so this is all, the camera is physically attached to this. This is attached to here through screws in the side, so this had to, it was a lot of fun, let's leave it at that. And then this is screwed in, so this is all one piece now. And dude, this is super wide. Like you can kind of see this, and you can kind of see this here. So we had to make sure we got this out as far as possible without making it just look terrible. The wiring comes up into here and it is bundled. So here's the bundle, but here's the end. I like to put this end somewhere by the piece that needs to take off. So if they need to service this grill or the radiator or something like that, and they need to remove this whole thing, they need an access point to do that. So when you're doing your backup cameras, if it has a connection, try to keep it next to the area that will be removed. If I was to put it, let's say, way over here, they might just cut the wire and then that would be bad. The other thing too we fixed from yesterday is the wiring underneath the hood. If you recall yesterday, it had just the power wire coming off and coming over to here, which that's not how it's supposed to work. The power wire needs to come off of here and go into the charging system for the 2 batteries. So this is a Stinger X fuse holder. It has a bus bar between it. So this is actually a dual fuse holder. That's why there's only one 0 gauge. So the 0 gauge comes out, goes over into here. This bottom fuse, obviously for this alternator wire, the top fuse is coming over here, which is gonna feed into the relay. The relay comes, and then we have our second fuse holder here. This fuse holder is going to go off to our amplifier. So now we have it properly fused and properly wired, and everything is safe now, and is gonna function the way it's supposed to. Yeah, that's cool. So we got that done last night before we left. I just wanted to make sure, and then all the wires zip tied into place and, properly done there. These were the tweeter pods that they had made, and they were a lot of tape and goo. I mean, what the hell? So those came out. This was the capacitor they had on the tweeter. Okay, don't know. Not a JL guy, so that might be the right one. But regardless of that, these are the new tweeter mounts that we made. Obviously, made them out of acrylic, laser cut, and we added some foam to the top so that it'll, direct the sound better. And then the amplifiers, which I already showed. So these plugs will plug into this. This is going to be for the rear speaker wires. These will go up front. The tweak is going to go here. We added in, these are the top braces that'll hold it in. We're gonna add one more here. Originally the plan was to use the factory bolt here, but I need to move the tweak over and take up this space. It was in this spot, it was too close. The RCAs weren't gonna plug in, it just wasn't worth trying to fight it. So that'll get changed. And the next is the ground. We drilled a hole here, so the 0 gauge is gonna come directly into here and then attach into that. So next is to get the ground. This ground is just gonna ground to the frame somewhere in this area here, and this one will come out and probably, I haven't decided, it's either gonna come out and go through here and drill another hole, and it'll just maybe something like that. I don't know, still debating on how I wanna do that, because the way their amps are, whatever. And then we'll get the RCAs in there. The RCAs will come through here and they'll be tucked in and everything will be wonderful. Everything will be wonderful. Also use the JL amps you are using. Well, there you go. Attention to detail is what makes the work awesome. That's the thing. Yes, it is. And it's a constant, it just kind of yells at you nonstop. The negative wire popped off of the sub. I think it bumped the positive terminal. Now sub amp has no power. Any suggestions? Maybe it blew the fuse. That's always the best place to start, is to check the fuses on the amplifier. That's kind of what they're there for. Hopefully, most of the times that's what the fuses are going to do, is protect that power supply. So I would check those first and see if they blew. Otherwise, it could have blew an output device, and that would suck. Sometimes amplifiers have short circuit protection built into them, and they will just turn off until the system has been rectified. Can I get a 5-star t-shirt signed by you and Fernando, LOL? No, we don't keep them here, so that would be cool. But no, Oscar said yes. Yeah, little details matter. Yeah, you would know. You're a detail guy. Oh. How bad did the truck sound when you pulled it in? I mean, there was really nothing in. He'd pulled out most of this stuff, and I don't even know how they wired it up, to be honest with you. So it was really weird. Yesterday we were telling you, like, this has a Bose system in it, and this piece of this right here, this is the Bose amplifier adapter. So this is what retains the factory Bose amp, and it was in there. It just isn't hooked up. So I don't know what they did. It doesn't. I don't know if they were trying to do something else. I don't know if it had amplifier. I don't know what happened, but it was there. So there was a potential for it to sound pretty good from the dealer, because like the factory Bose system in this, other than not being loud, and it sounds okay. You know, like all Bose systems do. They all sound like okay. They're not anything spectacular. They're just like okay. But we didn't even listen to it, because I mean it was literally playing. The radio was somehow playing everything. The sub, the speakers. So no. Great Vic this morning. Need a t-shirt with Nando's statement. I got short legs. I'm tired. You said that in the video. Remember that?
What happened?
I got short legs. I'm tired.
Boy, that's true.
I know. All right. I have a DSP coming soon in my car. Should I put a fuse on the power wire for my DSP? Yes. Are you unpinning some of the original wire plugs to use in the system? Okay, so the factory plug, no. This plug, so this harness here is this. So this is the APH GMO2, and it comes with all the harnesses. So if you're using the Amp Pro, because with the Amp Pro you have to retain the factory amplifier, so this allows you to do that and gives you all the speaker wires. For this install, I don't need the subwoofer wire, the center channel, or there are other channels that are just pinned into this. So like all these extra holes here and here. So I remove all of those out of this harness, because all I need it for is to do this, and I don't like to have like a power or ground and a bunch of speakers that aren't even in the car. That's not needed. So I will depin those and get them out of the way. Sometimes I save them if I need extra pins, but most of the time they just end up there. 3-inch in Panama. Hey, what's up? Oh, would it hurt to add a fuse? Wouldn't hurt to add a fuse. I would. Better to be safe. Yeah, exactly. And that's why those fuse holders were in that one, because it's a constant 12 volts. It's running all the way to the back. Even though there is a fuse in the car for it, I would much rather have it blow that fuse. Between Kicker LLC and the AudioControl LC2i Pro, which is better to cancel a bass roll off and a stock head unit? So they're both going to do bass roll off. The nice thing about the LC2i Pro is that you get to decide how and when. Whereas with the LOC, it just adds a basic basic reversed bass boost, not bass boost, loudness control. Sorry. So it's predetermined, and it just adds it where it needs to be, and in some cases it works perfectly. So you kind of got to decide which one works better for you. If you can't figure it out, then you're gonna wish you had the Kicker one. But you know. Does the ZZ USB thing work with Ford B&O? Yes, it does. It has nothing to do with the Ford B&O. It just has to be USB with CarPlay on the other side of it. I've been using mine every day now. It's actually faster. It pairs up like super fast. Like by the time I start my car, get all my stuff situated, it's ready to go, and it's already like I'm done. So before I back out of the garage, it's paired up and working. How much are the cabinets, and where did you order them? The whole package of cabinets, I think it was like $950. And honestly, I have no idea, but I just Googled garage cabinets and they came up. We want to do the whole place with them, but right now we have other things we're doing. I want to add a sub, but my wife does not want to see the box. Leaves me no choice but to buy an under-seat powered subwoofer. What is your choice if you had to pick? So she doesn't want to see the box. It's kind of weird. I don't know what kind of car you have, but when it comes to bass that does weird things in small enclosures, I would check out JBL. JBL makes a ton of little cool subwoofer cabinets. So like they have the Fuse, which is a dual 8-inch enclosure that you can separate, and like they're tiny and they put out a ton of bass. You have the spare tire one. You have the boom box that we did in Fernando's car. I don't remember what it's called, but I would check out some of the stuff JBL makes. You might be surprised there. How do the fuses on the AudioControl amp come out? Extremely difficult. Okay. Duckbills. Pull really hard. That's it. There's no secret to them. But the duckbills work the best. Needle or pliers, but we use duckbills. HD amps are my favorite. Is that a tweak or a fix on the bench? That is a tweak. So this is getting an aftermarket head unit, so we're going to use a tweak. No fix needed. And yes, it'll be going in, Jason. So fun and excitement. Actually, I like their software now. And you're the one that helped me with it, so congratulations. It's all your fault. Loudest sub for 500 watts and a Honda Accord. I mean, you're going to want to look for something that has good efficiency. That's really what you want to look at, power handling and efficiency. So find something that has a high efficiency. Rockford, for example, like a P3 or a P2, really efficient, and it'll work great off of that amount of power. 706 sub output to epicenter. The output crossover on the radio says I can go full range. That works with the epicenter. Okay, so for an epicenter, basically what you're looking at is you want if you can go crossover free into the epicenter, wonderful. Use the sub amps crossover on the other side. If you can't, it's totally understandable. Just turn it up as high as it can. Basically what you're looking at is 160 hertz and below. So 160 hertz would be the lowest you'd want it to play. Higher the better, so you can get to like 250 or something like that. And the reason why is because at 160 hertz, it's an octave shift. And we all remember from fundamentals, an octave of 160 would be 80. So 80's, the next octave up is 160. So if we were to come down, so that means that the lowest frequency we could shift is 80 hertz. Most of the time, you're not going to need that. You're probably going to want to be at 100 because an octave shift from 100 would be 50. Or you're going to want to be at 80, which octave shift 180 would actually be 40. So you have to kind of think like that. When you're tuning that thing, it's taking that higher frequency and just doing an octave shift. It's I know, it's crazy. And it just works. Don't try to understand it too hard. Just understand that it works. If we all had, which reminds me, the epicenter, you guys are gonna like the epicenter mini. That video hopefully will be out soon because that's gonna add a third thing. So like you were asking, LC2i Pro, but it won't be out until like November. So slow it down. But you're gonna have the LC2i Pro, the epicenter mini, or the kicker key lock. All three of those now. They're all gonna be high, low, low level. They're all gonna have load resistors. They're all super sexy, but I can't wait to add that into the equation because not everyone has bass roll off. Like in a Honda, you don't necessarily have bass roll off like you're asking about. You actually just don't have the frequency. So it's not that it's rolling off, it's just not there. So with the LC2i, yes, you can use the AccuBass as a bass boost, but an epicenter would be better in that car than just an LC2i because it's just a high pass crossover that's on that car, screwing it all up on the new ones. I got the Link 8 from WaveTech. Very nice piece. It is a very nice piece. We have some WaveTech over there, that blue box. Is there any way to screen mirror to I'm guessing 2018 Honda Accord, like watch Netflix or something? No. Where's everyone going for vacation? I'm gonna be in Tennessee. Paul's going to a wedding, and Fernando, he's still undecided. He's a little late to the game, but he's gonna be doing something. I have no what. Yeah, Bass Hub Pro. There you go. Thank you. That's the cool little boombox from JBL. I have the JBL sub in my wife's Sonata. There you go. Dean, what brand model is the 1 to 2 positive power splitter? If you're talking about the one on this amp over here, it's going to be Stinger. We right now, though we have a bunch of the whatever Metric calls their stuff on order, because they made some really cool stuff that we got to play with at Knowledge Fest, and I was like, ooh, I want this. It's all on back order. For right now, we're just using this guy here, which is just a basic Stinger, 2-to-1, whatever. Nothing that exciting. But it gets the job done, and that is what matters. What's the best Class AB amp? I mean, that's kind of a broad question. It really depends. In my opinion, I don't honestly, I don't really have one that I sit there and go, oh, you gotta have this. I mean, if you're looking for best Class AB for the buck, like bang for the buck in a Class AB amp, I would check out the Morel stuff. Their 5-channel and their 4-channel are both AB, and for the price, you can't beat it. JBL DSP going into 13 Tacoma. Do I use both sub channels to factory sub? No, you can't bridge that amplifier, so you got to pick one or the other, unless it's a dual voice coil subwoofer, in which case you can. If it's a mono subwoofer, no, you have to just pick one. But I think that's a dual voice coil. If it is a dual voice coil, then yes, you can put left on one, right on the other voice coil, and you'll be okay. Yes, 2018, sorry. It's okay. I knew they were going to make a new Epicenter when I saw them for $50 off on Crutchfield. Yeah, so they're not getting rid of the old one. The old one is still going to exist. It's just they're making a whole nother. So if you remember, there was the Epicenter Plus, and the Epicenter Plus was discontinued a while back. And they discontinued Epicenter Plus because they're coming out with the Epicenter Mini, because those two did the same, but the Plus was ginormous. So Thesis. Well, yeah, Thesis is nice, definitely. Did the truck Brian had at Knowledge Fest have the ARC shallow subs they just released? Actually, yes, they did. Funny you should ask. Hopefully I'll get to editing that video before I go on vacation. That one's going to be a 2-part. So we filmed the truck that he had as well as the Challenger at the same time. So they're both going to be in one video. And it might be a 2-part, but they're both going to end up in the same video at some point. And yes, it had the new ARC shallow subwoofers, and I can tell you this, holy Jesus, they're a freaking awesome subwoofer for sure. I really like the way they sounded. The little piece of the, if you caught today's video, there's a little piece of me, Brian, and John Schneid sitting in the truck. That was when we were filming that. I added that in just because it helped tell the story that we were doing. But no, they're really nice. I really like the way so a lot of the times when you have shallow subwoofers, they have to kind of pick what you want them to do. Are they going to hit or are they going to boom? Having something that really does both pretty well isn't always the easiest thing to do. And at this price point that they have with that new shallow sub, it has plenty of both. Like it just has a unique sound to it that was really nice and I enjoyed. I don't know if it was Brian's box, which was insane, and I already told him I want it, but currently in Gatlinburg, there you go, on vacation. If this is your destination this year, all I can say is chaotic. Perfect, that's where we're going. I just watched your newest YouTube video. Did I see a Tesla at the AudioControl booth and they put a system in it? Yes, you did. That was my friend Rob's Tesla. He works for a store out here called Soundwave Customs. Where can I find CarPlay radios close to regular price? Good luck, man. Good luck. Yeah, you're not gonna find anything. Myrtle Beach in the mountains. Awesome. When's vacation? Next week. I need the ZZ2 for the high 10. Yeah, it worked wonderfully. ARC Audio Slims versus JL Audio T1 TW3s. There again, I'm not like super familiar with the JLs. JLs have always sound nice, been very impressed. There again, I feel like the JL stuff is very boomy, which is what most people want. I felt the ARC woofer had a little bit more going on, like you felt that punch and that boom, so that dum boof dum boof seemed to work really well from that, and the music we were playing, it was impressive. So it would be nice to see how that plays out. We have not done a Tesla. I want to buy the Audiocontrol brand and bring it back to. Good luck. I don't think they're willing to sell that, man. Need a good stereo shop in Gatlinburg to look at my amp. Well, I mean, if you're in Gatlinburg, just drive over to Nashville and go see Titan. I mean, that's. I don't know about Gatlinburg, but Titan is the place. I'm gonna stop by and say hi to them when I'm there because I know a couple of the guys that work there. So actually, you guys do too. You got to meet one in the video, and his wife. They're both there. So, what's your thoughts on B2 subs with an AudioControl amp? I mean, we did the B2 subs in a Gately box for a guy, but he had a big B2 amplifier on it, and that was a Gately box, so it blew your mind, for sure. I don't know. I mean, power, the AudioControl stuff is phenomenal, so, 1,500 watts is what it has, which I know in this one we did, that was like a B2 2000? Was that a 2000? Yeah, Fernando's shaking his head yes, so that was a 2000. God forbid if I need warranty service and I'm going to have to drive back there. Yeah, it's kind of sucks sometimes. Yeah. And stuff breaks. It happens. It's just what it is. All right. Listen, guys. That's about all we got for today. Love my AudioControl 1.0. It seems like 1,200 watts. It's a nice amp. There's no doubt. Hang on. Fat Boy's car audio. All right, there you go. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. No problem. Anyways, as I was getting ready to say, that's it. You got any? Oh, I almost forgot. We almost forgot again.
We have a package.
We have a package. Can you take a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I almost forgot. Don't go anywhere. Stay, because we got a box the other day. Hold on. Everyone just wait. I know I was getting ready to go, but just hang on. Be nice. Got your razor blade. So one of the people we got to spend time with this weekend was the gentlemen that are going to be representing German Maestro, which is the old MB Quartz, and they're going to be working with us. We're going to get there. They're actually based here out of Miami, which is wonderful. So once we get back from vacation, everything gets back to normal. We're going to have them come up. We're going to talk to them all about like the history as far as why it's called German Maestro, what's being made, and the products themselves. But naturally, they want us to play with a little bit of it first to find out, hey, check this stuff out. So we talked with them, and they said, listen, these are the things we want to send you. And so we got a box. And I meant to flip the phone right then.
Okay.
So we got a box shipped directly here from Germany, and it like came quick, like super quick. So, and if you got like, it was like here like over the weekend. It was kind of, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was so quick.
Oh, dude, that. Oh. All right, so we got a poster.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, old school. I just saw one of those this weekend, and it brought back so many memories of like, just
German quality. Same car, different system. Ha! No.
All right, so we got some posters, which is cool.
Yeah.
And we got a banner.
Ooh,
Ooh, like a banner. Ooh.
All right.
All right, we'll keep that. When we're done, we'll probably have to. So these. All right, so let me tell you the story behind these headphones and why I was super excited about it. So these are according to them, these are the reference headphones for Ayahuasca. This is what the judges, and there again, I'm repeating what they've told me. So these are the judges' headphones that they use as a reference before judging your car to kind of give them, to clear their head. This is what they're telling us. Either way, you know me and headphones, I'm super excited. I can't wait. I'm going to take these on vacation with me and just, so what I'm guessing is they're an extremely flat sounding headphone, but we'll find out soon enough. I hope they are, because I'd like to, I might wear them while I'm editing, so we'll find out, but yes.
2 times 35 ohms.
Yeah, 35 ohms, so they're pretty nice.
Okay.
All right, so we got 2 sets of speakers, and the idea was he wanted to send us something, I I don't even know how to see. It's like something that is like normal and then something that is like higher end. So
Okay.
We got a set of the Alpha AC 6511 coaxial, and then we have the Status
SV 6509.
That looks pretty impressive. Let's open that one.
Oh, let's.
We're gonna play with all of them, but right now let's take a look at this guy here.
It comes with
tape. You can cut the tape. There you go. You want to go over to the router and just set it over there so we don't accidentally drop them? I mean, it's a phone. We can go anywhere we want. All right, so we get a nice packaging, which we'll cover all this once we do an unboxing and stuff like that. We got grills.
Hardware.
Was there hardware? Wow.
Yeah.
So what we did find out is these things do have a 3-year warranty, which is pretty nice. More tweeter stuff.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, that's the passive. Oh my God! Wow.
Hello.
Oh, dude, check out the back. Check out the back. No, look at the back.
Yes, that was one of the things that I love because he said
that's right.
You can put it like this.
Yeah.
You can put it like that.
Right. So if you look at the end here, you see all these little holes. So these are for the feet. So if you want to screw it down like this, you put the feet that way because you notice there are no feet. If you want to screw it down with the showing, you can screw it that way.
Yes.
And then so there's your tweeter attenuation is here. So that would be on the bottom, which honestly is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So your customers, your friends or whoever don't mess with your stuff. But it's a bi-ampable. So this is the output side here.
Yep.
And then if you look on the other side, this is the bi-amp. So to bi-amp, they just add in little jumpers. So if you wanted to, so this would be if you just have a 2-channel amp, you'd hook it up and leave these in. If you have a 4-channel amp, you could take these out and then bi-amp into your set of 6.5 components.
Very nice, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty neat. I like that.
What's sensitivity of them? I honestly don't know the specs at the moment. Let's just get through the fun unboxing part. What is this? Oh,
that's
wow. That's for the tweeter. Yeah, that's to remove the tweeter from the mount. Ooh.
That's another ring.
Yeah, so that's the back side for the grill. There you go. Ooh, I like the blue. I'm a sucker for color. Like, you put color on something, I'm all about it. Man, dude, this looks so much like classic MB Core.
Yeah?
I mean, oh yeah, like right away, it's just like, this is obviously an updated version because they didn't have cool blue like that, or I would have had these back then.
So you got...
So this is one tinsel lead here, flip it over, and the other tinsel lead is here. Okay. So use these two connecting points.
And these two?
No, these are not. This is probably for a tweeter option for going coaxial.
Told me that you can make it coaxial.
Well, that might be what these are for.
It's like he say something like...
Yeah, that's probably what these are for. Either way, we don't have to figure that all right now. No. I just wanted... Where's the tweeter? You're just dying to just play with it more, huh?
Over here. Yes.
I have a few of the originals in my garage now with the clear crossovers. There you go.
Oh my
God. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, dude, put the cap back on.
Yeah. No, but like you can see
I wanted to see it with the cap on. Because that's how it comes. That's how it comes.
Dude, it's heavy.
Oh yeah, it's a monster. All right.
Heavy.
All right, so pull the cap back off. Dude, this is huge. So this isn't gonna fit in every single factory location, that's for sure. But oh my God, it's inverted dome. So it's inverted dome, metal tweeter, hard dome.
There you go. See?
It is convertible.
So it's convertible. Oh, you can take it and you can make it as a
coaxial. So that's what those are for.
Yes.
And they match up to these little 4 pins on the back side. All right, put the top back on before I mess it up.
Please.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so that's what these do. Is this goes into the back of that, and there's a screw. Oh, nice. Looks like an old school AC. Yeah, audio control for sure. The removable coaxial piece is nice on these speakers. Yeah, I mean this is our first chance. This is our first time like doing anything. This is live. Like you guys, we just opened the box.
Like we saw it. We saw it at the Notch Fest, but you know, like we always running around, so we didn't have it.
This is man. Yeah. Like I could chuck this at your head, and then I'd have to do all the work today. which I'm not going to do.
You can do that too.
No, but
so
all right. So look
home.
at these giant passives. All right, so let's leave this mess here for right now. Let's grab the other ones, the coaxials, and see what those look like. Because let's take these over to, yeah, there we go.
Same information.
I mean, it's the same, you know, they're using the same, it's the same plant that made the old MB quartz. Like, there's lawsuits and craziness that went on throughout the whole thing. That's why we want to get them on here and let them tell their story. I don't want to butcher their story because that just would not be fair.
I want to see the other side of the coin.
But they, you know, it was one of the things that they had the chance to tell us, and it was like, and I don't know when we shot the video with them.
That's nice, man. Because the whole structure is almost the same. You know,
so this is so there's the tweeter, yeah. So it's bi-ampable still.
Yeah.
Because you can remove these off of here and go passive, yeah. So it's bi-ampable. They just don't come apart like that one. So this is a true coaxial. Well, these go into the lab. I mean, the plan would be great to put them into the lab. There's no question about it. I don't know if those tweeters are gonna fit. We really had to stretch to get those tweeters that are in there now in there. So
we'll just make a hole and the A-pillar done.
Oh, there you go. We'll just do that. But we're definitely going to listen to these at some point. Passive crossers remind me of the Boston acoustics because of the length. Yeah, old school Boston acoustics. Yeah, for sure.
Very nice.
And honestly, it was funny. MB quartz in Boston were such a thing back in the day that I kept confusing these with MB quartz. I kept saying MB quartz. I was like, no, it's not MB. I'm sorry. I kept saying Boston acoustic. See, I had to train myself to say MB quartz because it just, you know, from that era, it was like you either had MB quartz or Boston acoustic, but now we have MB quartz back from the original manufacturer, which to me is pretty exciting. I'll make Nando some sail panels. Ooh, that might not be a bad idea, Oscar.
Oh.
You know, if we send him your sail panels,
and
we can just pick them up and bring them home with us.
I know he will kill that one.
Oh, I know he will. He's.
All right.
All right. So these are the headphones. Let's open those up. Ooh, look at that. I'm just anxious to see how they sound because, like, right off the bat, you know, if you're a headphone guy and have been playing with headphones, you know not to judge a headphone by its outward appearance because, like, some of the headphones I have look janky as all get out, like the ones I wear on the hi-fi show. They look so generic, but they sound amazing. So never judge a headphone until you hear it. I had Boston Pro components, should I install the floating screen Sony that I won from you guys or just stick? Oh no, totally put the Sony in. I mean, why wouldn't you want to put the Sony in? I mean, I'd use both, the DSR1 and the Sony. The M line is awesome. So you excited? Notice that headphones?
Dude.
Dude, you have quite a collection of headphones now.
Yes, I do.
You know, it's funny too, if you think about it, your headphones are perfect. You have the Alpine headphones, you have the Kicker headphones, and now you have German Maestro headphones. Every pair of headphones you own are from a car stereo manufacturer.
That's freaking awesome.
DJ Nando on the mix, dropping the mad hits, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
How about that Alpine F1 coming back? How about that Alpine F1 coming back?
Still waiting. It's not coming yet, but we're waiting for that.
Needs his shades to get the full look. Oh yeah. So you haven't watched. I mean, you lived it, but you haven't watched the review video because obviously I put it up this morning.
Yeah.
But you know, you were in rare form that morning. You had your shorts on. You had your sunglasses on. You were carrying your big camera toy that you were just so excited to have.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand the amount of that camera, guys.
To be honest,
gosh. Yeah.
Like my arm was sore. Just trying to carry that thing. And
I tried to tell you, man. Tried to tell you.
Yeah, but that was cool.
Dealing with security. Yeah, because that's my camera.
Yeah.
I had to pay for it. He just got to hold it. What's it like rooming with Dean? Okay, it should be the other one. What's it like rooming with this guy? Okay, because this little fucker snores.
But that was because I was tired.
Oh, is that what it was?
Every day, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
When I'm tired.
He gets moody too. He's real moody. You guys think I'm moody? No, I'm not moody. I have one mood all the time. This guy, oh, you know. Next for Fernando is a DSR with on a gimbal. No, it won't be because I hate gimbals with a passion. We've had them.
We get one. Yeah, why not? You just have to get one. Everybody wants that.
Shut up. I'd rather get you a helicopter.
Oh, a drone, dude.
I'd rather get you a drone.
That's what I want.
And we could just go in there when no one's there, and you can just fly around and, yeah, just be like, hey, Chris, we need an hour alone.
Totally.
Or at least tired and drunk.
That was tired and drunk. That is correct. Yes. Yeah.
It's all that Maestro beer.
Dude, that was a lot of Maestro beer.
There was a lot of Maestro beer.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, that was fun. I still have my case / 6-pack.
6-pack. Just 6.
Did Gabby try the stuff you brought home?
Yeah. She's like, oh wow, that's pretty neat.
Did you try any of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, was it good?
That's what Oscar says.
Well, I know you guys drank it. I mean,
steering wheel gimbal can be rough. I know.
Hated steering and gimbal. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've had 2 DJI gimbals now. One of them I gave away because I just hated it, and a buddy of mine needed one, and the other one. We have the little DJ Osmos.
Well, they make different ones now.
They all work. They all work the same.
Yeah, they actually have one for the DSLR.
Yeah, they all work the same though. I have no idea where the little one is. I have to find it.
Yeah.
Were Natasha and Casey there too? No, they did not make the trip out to Florida. Hopefully they'll be in Dallas. I'd really like to.
Hopefully.
Because you know, we just need to catch up with them and whatnot, and I'd like to get them on and do an interview and all the other fun stuff.
Be awesome.
You guys haven't gotten a chance to see the interviews yet. That's coming up next. We wanted to get out the video we put out this morning was first, and then we're going to go through, and we have Sony, obviously, German Maestro. We have, what was the speaker line? Automobile. Is it Automobile or Mobile? Automobile. We have Audio Mobile, the subwoofer line. Lucas Lighting. We have the ZZ2. MECP. Yeah. AudioControl. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and ARC. We have the ARC. Sorry. So we have all those videos to work on and get out. You guys ever go to shows for general public? I mean, we're going to SEMA.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're going to SEMA. That's open to anyone who can get a ticket. Right now,
one of those things that we wanted to do is go to a general public, like so you guys can.
So next year we'll probably look into going to like some of the bigger sound competitions, like Aggieland and some of those out there, or one of the big SPL shows or something like that. We'd love to do something like that. It's just obviously coming off of COVID and the way things are just kind of a lot of stuff at the end of the year. Yeah, but no, we definitely want to do that. It's just once we got ready to do all that stuff, the world stopped spinning. So you're a good programmer. You make us wait. Well, stay tuned. I don't make you wait. I mean, it's nice that you do. But anyways, all right, guys. So if you're interested in this German Maestro stuff, make sure you head over to their webpage and check it out.
Right there, man.
What am I looking at? Oh, yeah. You're making stuff fall in. Powered by German Maestro. Get a 3-year warranty. It's pretty nice, handcrafted in Germany. So check them out. And like I said, we're gonna get them on here after we get back and having all kinds of fun. And we'll learn as you learn. How exciting is that? Oh, we get a sticker. Cool. Who doesn't like stickers? How do I move the video signal from the rear view to the head unit? I have no idea. Go to Slamology. Yes, that's on the list. That's on the list. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. You have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Guys.
Good afternoon, Fernando.
Good afternoon. I just woke up. Good morning for me.
Yeah? How is everybody doing today? Oh, there you go. So today we were working on the car, and then somebody's having a bad day over there. There's an accident right there. That poor car smashed into that car, and then that white car in the far distance caused it, it looks like. But yeah, somebody's day sucks. But ours is good because we're done with the GMC. It's all set and ready to go. You guys want to check it out? Who doesn't want to check it out, right? Let's hop inside real quick. Fernando's looking for some royalty-free music to play. But while he's doing that, I'm gonna hop in. Let's take a look at these cameras. All right, so
there is the car.
So there's the dash cam, which we still gotta go through and do the setup on that. We'll come in here, we'll hit agree, we'll hit the cam button. Now we have 3 choices. If you guys have never seen this, we'll go here, we'll go settings, and we're always gonna get this wrong. Driver support, forward collision.
Warnings.
What is it? Mounting height, we're gonna change because this is tall.
There you go.
So you have to set this up. So this is your horizon line. So we'll move this down some here. And then when you go here and we select the hood line, which you just hold the button here.
So the sunset is gonna come out from that?
No, I think the sunset is actually a little lower, but yeah, so this is a little lower. Just keep pressing the button until you get it right.
Just pressing hold.
Or you can press and hold, sure, make it easy. When you're done, hit back, and then that's all set up. You just like hide. So here's the rear camera. This is the high def Kenwood camera. This is mounted into that factory handle spot. As you can see how wide it is, we still have plenty of bumper. The hitch is right here. Lots of height. And then we'll go front camera. And you have, there again, you can see the bumper here and here. This is mounted right in the GM, the M of the GMC. And we got all our boxes. That's that new, that's all the stuff we opened yesterday from German Maestro. And JVC, Kenwood, hiding stuff, amp dyno wire from this.
Press and hold in the center. Let me just press the center.
If you tap right here, you saw that X pop up, that deletes those. And so there's the 10-inch floaty in there. So if you guys are curious what that might look like, it does stick out, but it does move, so you can do whatever you want with it. Now, hopping into the back, did we leave the light over there?
It's right there, right behind you.
Thank you. Sorry.
You gotta disconnect it, man.
Are you making a German Maestro video? Yes, we will when we get back from vacation. Plus we have the conversation we had from them at Knowledge Fest, which we'll talk about in a minute. So if we pull the light down, and we get really low, we can see the amplifier rack in and done. The fuse holder is located here on the bottom so that you don't have to pull the seat out or anything like that to get to it. Clearly indicates which one is which. You have your sub amp here, and then coming to the other side, you have your highs amp here. There's also a USB tucked up back there by the bolt. That's for the tweak, so that we don't have to pull the seat out, obviously, to tune it, because that would suck. The subwoofers he's going with are some down-firing flax in the focal box. Here, come around to this side and help me tip this down.
Yes, of course. That's what I'm here for.
Now the top of this box is really nice. You'll notice this area like this is specifically like that. So when you fold the seat down, and you fold that down, which has the lip in it, all the way, man, you can do it. It has a nice vinyl leather look to it to match up to this guy right here. So that is all of that. And it looks nice on the side. Let's go around to the front. You can see what it looks like. It has, like the single box, it has a focal red acrylic in it. So that is the Focal factory box that they make for F-150s and obviously the Chevy. All right. Dean, remember how I told you I'm gonna get the Focal polyglass? Well, I got an amazing deal on a 3-way set, Evo Flax. There you go. For sure. That's awesome. Oh, kick that door closed behind you.
Somebody asked.
Somebody ask a question.
And suggestions for a high-res backup camera in the factory location for a 2019 Tundra with a high 10. EchoMaster, maybe.
I was gonna say, check out the EchoMaster. EchoMaster is basically Amp Global, which is Stinger, which is the same company that made your radio. I'd head over to echomaster.com. If you can't get any luck finding it there, I would just give them a call. They have a consumer tech support line.
They can recommend you something for that specific radio.
What he said. Yep. No video today. Okay, so I was going to get to that. The reason why there was no video today is quite simple, really. We ended up here late last night. We left here at about
9.
Was it 8 or 9?
It was 9.
We left here about 9 o'clock trying to get this car done today. And met the girls for dinner watching the Lightning. I left there at 10 o'clock, got home, took a shower, sat down to edit about 11. Of course, the Lightning won, which means they came home, the TV was on, everyone was celebrating. I watched the whole thing, which was kind of fun. So I started editing the ARC video. I got about 2/3 of the way done at about 1:30 last night. Apparently my stomach did not agree with the dinner I had. So I had to take a pit stop for about a half hour and go make some mud, you asked. Anyways, by the time I got out and started back on it, I fell asleep editing it, and I was like, you know what, it sucks. I'm gonna go to sleep, and they can just wait till tomorrow. So tomorrow, you'll have the full ARC video. It's worth the wait, trust me. It's 2 cars, it's a longer video. It's gonna be about probably somewhere in the 20-minute range. So it'll be a double video at that. It's gonna have both ARC cars, the Challenger and the Chevy. It turned out really nice so far. I think you'll really like it. And then next week, starting Saturday, there's gonna be videos all next week. We have a bunch of videos for you that I've put together over the weekend. They're gonna go through till I think Tuesday of the following week, just so we have time to get on. But they're compilation videos of all the cars we've done that we've done multi-parts on. And then also on the DNF
Fernando car stereo clips.
That channel, all of the fundamentals are going to be released starting next week and going through the week after. So you're going to get one of those a day, I think starting Saturday as well. So there's going to be plenty of content next week for you guys to have a lot of fun with.
All right, so for the 2019 Challenger, the 8-inch touchscreen, looking to add an amplifier, any interface recommendation? Thanks.
If you're just going to add a sub amp, you could do the Sub Pro. So that is going to be packed Sub Pro. If you're going to do, and it doesn't matter. Okay, you have with the Sub Pro.
I mean, what happened if you later on you want to
Well, with the Sub Pro, you have to have the premium audio system. Okay, so here's a couple things. If you're going to add a full amplifier, like do mids and highs, it's super simple. You can either go with the iData and a DSR1, or you can go with the Amp Pro CH41, I believe it is what it is. I think it's the 41. They make a T-harness too that you can get. You don't need the T-harness with the DSR1 because they remove the amplifier. With the pack, you keep the amplifier. If you're just adding a subwoofer though, I think you have to you just tap into the driver's front door to just add a sub. You don't need an interface for that. They do make the Amp Pro will work, and so will the DSR1 on amplified or non-amplified, but I think the Sub Pro only works on amplified because you have to reprogram the radio and it wouldn't work that way. So I think the Sub Pro is only for the amplified systems.
Right, I mean, if you have the amplified system, yes, that will work. If you're not.
Yeah. Okay, I have a 2015 double cab Silverado. I bought a ground shaker prefab, which is decent quality, but obviously completely wrong for the subs I'm running, which are currently 10-inch Alpine Type Rs. Ooh. Okay, first off, it might not be totally wrong. It might not be totally wrong. Just do the math. Do the math and find out. That's all you have to do. Remember, these shallow woofers, they have a tolerance that is, from X to Y. do the math on the box, multiply, inside dimensions. You got to do inside dimensions, not outside dimensions. So length, width, and height divided by 1728, which is a cubic foot of air, which for those who don't know, 1728 is 12 by 12 by 12. So you take your length, your width, your height, multiply that number, divide it by 1728, and that'll give you the airspace that is inside of your box. Now, if it's a big mono chamber box, then no problem, you still divide it by 1728, and then you'll get the total. You'll divide that in half, and you'll get what each woofer is going to see. But keep in mind, when it's a mono chamber box, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's a mono chamber box. The two woofers are going to be exchanging certain amounts of air. Find out how big the box is, find out what the subwoofers need, and Bob's your uncle. It might be exactly what you need. It might not, it might be. So don't discount it just because it's a X brand box. A lot of these under seat shallow woofers are very forgiving in the sense, as long as you give them, between awesome. X and Y, they're fine. What?
Garbage truck is coming.
Oh, see? Told you. Cool. That's exciting. EchoMaster Tag Cam. When vehicles are running, getting some video lines, any fix. Yes, EchoMaster makes a noise filter for that. Yep. So go to the EchoMaster site, type in
it's
maybe...
a video filter.
It's a video filter. Might be by pack, so check pack.
By pack. Yeah.
I don't know the model number off the top of my head. I know, Fernando didn't just cuss. It was not him cussing at these goofballs parked out back in front of the dumpster. But pack does make a noise filter specifically for that.
Yes. How do you feel about the Kicker KS series speakers that you put in your daughter's car?
I like them. They're fun. They're exciting. It has it's a dynamic speaker. Mm-hmm. The thing that is unique about the KS speaker is that it's kind of amazing the sound that you get out of something that is that thin, like how low they'll actually play. I always am amazed, like when we look at like the Morel Carbon Nanos that are like this thick, the amount of mid bass you get out of those is
impressive.
Yeah, and those kickers are about the same. It's like they really put a lot of effort into making those sound really good. Yeah, the Bolts won, baby. Yeah, back to back. Yeah. Stanley Cup champions 2 years in a row.
My question is, do you know any software I can use to design and understand downfire box?
I mean, obviously any one of the softwares for subwoofer building isn't really going to take into account downfire enclosures. Like, there's no way. I don't think there's any way to equate for.
I'm surprised. Why not? Because trucks.
Yeah, but most of the stuff for designing subwoofers is just generic, like room size stuff. Like, it's only taking consideration you're going to put this in a room, and I don't know if they have like how close the wall is going to be.
So I want to put 24 18s in a car. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Have you listened to the new Sony ES speakers? Yes. Yes, I have. Did you get a chance to listen to it? You listened to it, right? The truck?
No, I didn't.
You never went into the... Oh, okay. Yeah, I did.
I'm not that cool.
Sorry, that's the dump truck doing dump truck things. Thank you for the KS speaker update. No problem. Have you listened to the news? Okay. One of the things, talking about KS, and I apologize for the noise. Maybe we'll wait till it's done. Guys, enjoy vacation. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. It's kind of the plan, but thank you. I hope to. Nine Fox have turned into a somewhat fourth order box and are unpredictable. Exactly. Very unpredictable.
Yep.
However, that's usually the best part about a downfiring enclosure is its unpredictability. I'm a big fan. I love downfiring boxes because you're basically horn loading the woofer. The problem is now, you get almost no room, and that really sucks. I like at least, I like a good inch between whatever the top of the surface of the driver is and the floor, but sometimes it's just not possible. Countersinking the woofer into the box to me is like the best way to do it, but it's very difficult and time consuming.
Taco, I love taco trucks, man. Taco is my life.
What was that?
And it's okay if a power wire crosses RCA cable. Like if it goes on top of it or close to it.
Yes. And
I think that's one of the debates.
So here's...
For a long time.
Yeah. Okay, so here's something to think about. As long as the amplifier is a good quality amplifier and it's built well, if you're crisscrossing them at 90 degrees, supposedly that is the key, is crossing them as like a plus sign. Sure, we'll go with that. I mean, I get the logic behind it. The problem is that as soon as you worry about your amplifier wiring and your speaker wiring and back at the amplifiers, and you're super careful about routing all the cables, then you have to run them down the left and right floor sill where every single wire for the car is passing. Power wires, data wires, noisy RF bleeding wires. So most amplifier manufacturers of note have made their amplifiers better at noise rejection. To me, that makes more sense buying a better amplifier and worrying less about whether my power wire and ground or power wire and RCAs are crisscrossing all over the place. Trust me, you guys have seen some pretty nasty installations, and most of those don't have noise.
No? Oh, dude, I don't have noise at all.
Hello from deep in the mountain outside of Gatlinburg.
Ooh,
I know,
nice.
Next week. I don't know where we'll be, but we'll be somewhere in that area. You got any LEDs on your car? No.
We got LEDs.
To me, that was kind of like the 90s. I had neon. That was cool, but
I love it.
neon was fun.
Anyways,
as I was saying, if you guys caught the Kicker show the other night, one of the things that Kip was talking about is three-way active systems, and how, like, if you're buying a three-way set, you're more than likely going to go active. And, well, in theory, that would be wonderful. But most people actually, when they buy a three-way set, they do not go active. They run them passively. So that was kind of something that I was like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. One of our best-selling three-way sets is the Focal Access three-way set that we put in a lot of Toyotas, and we run passively because it's a budget-conscious speaker. Now, if we're going to go big three-way set, yeah, we'll go active. But there again, when you look at like the price point of a KS 6-channel amplifier, my guess is you're going to be in the passive price point in order to do that. Whereas like a Q class, which they don't make a 2.5 mid-range, that would be a speaker you definitely go active with. Just a thought. We'll see. Power wire is coming from the DSP. The power wire is coming from the DSP. I mean, so for example, this car, we'll keep it simple. There's a power wire coming from the DSP. It runs up the passenger side of the car along with the RCAs and the rear speaker wires. No noise. No noise at all. The DSP has great noise rejection built into it.
Right, and I would definitely just get a good set of RCAs.
Yeah, but there's definitely
that you have.
Yeah,
you know,
there's no replacing quality stuff. That's just really what it comes down to.
Because in the other one is like you get really nice expensive RCAs, but the equipment is cheap, and then you're gonna get more noise.
So if you have to run all the wiring down the passenger side of the car, totally understandable. We run into that all the time. Something to keep in mind: there's 4 screws that hold this seat in place. 4. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sometimes what we'll end up doing, if that's the case, we'll actually pull the seat out so that we can come up either the center console, around, up underneath the seat with some of the wiring, because the signal's trying to get here into the center of the dash, and the power wire's trying to get up through the firewall. So pulling the seat out, peeling the carpet back, and running the wires in corners. Try not to run them anything that's gonna, like a lot of people, like you guys have seen in 911 videos where people have the RCAs, the speaker wire, and the seat sits on them and stuff like that. Don't do that. Find the corners where like an elevation changes, tape them into the corner so that you don't have to worry about them getting squished or any bad things like that will happen to them. But yeah, pull the seat out, run the wires that way. It makes life a lot easier. I have new Accord and want to go 3-way. Who can I reach out for pillars?
I mean, I don't know
Depends where you live.
Where you live.
I mean, it really just depends where you live. Try typing in Instagram car stereo in the city you live in, and then start going through pictures and see if anybody makes a cool set of pillars in their photos.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. Seat is out. No center console.
If you are in
truck.
Texas, I'm sorry. If you're in Texas, like Oscar can build you a really nice set of A-pillars.
Yeah, there you go, Oscar. That's him. Never too loud.
Never too loud.
But yeah, he could hook you up. No center console. There's no center console. My guess is there's still a hump somewhere in the middle of the vehicle. Yeah. You can lay the wire flat across the center of the vehicle, you know, tape or carpet or something over the top of it, just keeping it all flat. And you won't have to worry about it. What amplifier would you recommend for 2L7Q class? Something in the 1500 to 2000 watt range. That would be good. You know, I think they make a CS 1800 that'll power them, so that would be like the bare minimum. They have, of course, they have the KS series amplifiers that would do it. I think they have a KS 1800 that would do it. But yeah, something in that would be wonderful. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's listen to this. Fernando's got a song queued up, and royalty-free underground techno. The bass. Bummer. Yeah.
Hang on, let me see if I can find royalty. Hip hop.
Oh, there we go. Royalty hip hop. So we got what amp? Thank you, sir. Kind of what I thought. This has a HD 1200.1 in it.
Yeah.
All the same song. Sounds good so far. Thanks. Oh, there we go. No? There we go. Got the bass now. So what he has in here is, like I said, the HD 1200.1. He has the 600.4 HD. The 600.4 is powering a set of JL C7 tweeters in the dash and C7 mid bass in the door. There's a set of C3 coaxial components. All in, like, anyways, those are in the rear door. Those are coming off the radio because we needed to use the tweak is doing the EQ for the front along with the crossovers. For everything, 24 dB, 3000 hertz down or up on the tweeter, and then the mid bass is 3000 down to 80. The rears are at 110 because we just don't need a lot out of them. Let me see that windshield flex. I don't think this windshield is going to flex with anything that we can get royalty free. Yeah, Oscar.
Watch how it's flexing. Watch.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's
insane.
Oh
my
God. So yes, it's all JL. Everything in this is JL except for the radio and the subwoofers. The subwoofers are the Focal Flex. Ooh, sounds decent. I dig the specs. Yeah. I mean, I know you guys like those. We try not to talk about them too much because it's kind of one of those things where not every car or every application is going to work for this. So, but find anything better?
I don't know, man.
I'm sure we'll find something and it won't be royalty free. You guys are really going to like the ARC video. Man, you guys are, I wish I could have got that done last night. But yeah, nothing. What's the tweak do? So the tweak is the geez, oh man, speak Dean. The tweak is the DSP in this. So you have JL breaks it into two pieces. You have the fix and you have the tweak. The fix is for coming out of a factory radio, DEQing, basic equalization, summing, and getting all the outputs ready to go into a amplifier or into some form of a preamp EQ DSP. The tweak is that DSP. So a tweak has 8 channels in, 8 channels out of full crossover, time alignment, equalization, level control, phase control. So we're using that to set the crossovers for the tweeter, EQ the tweeters, set level control, and then we're using it for the mid bass to do equalization and level control independent. So we have 4 active EQs going up front with level control so that they all arrive to Fernando's head at the right time. And then there's 2 channels coming out going to the subwoofers. Even though it's a mono, we have them paired together. So 7 to 8 is a paired output going into the sub that is also providing us with our crossover and time alignment. And if I need any equalization, I can add it there as well. And also we have level control. And then the rears are just using the crossover out of the radio. Yeah, good fun. It's all good fun. Let's turn that back down so I don't forget to do that. Alright, cool. Alright. Audison F8 does that too. I mean, yes. That's kind of what a DSP is. There's 4 essential pieces to a DSP, essential pieces. And that is channel. Each channel has level control, equalization, time alignment, and crossover. So as long as you have that on all 4 channels, or all your on all your channel outputs, you're golden. An Audison, Forza, or Bit has all that stuff, as most DSPs do. This installer told me I would need a fix 86. For my 2018 Honda Accord. I'll be running the AudioControl LC amps. Is he trying to upsell me, or is he doesn't know what he's doing? So the fix in the Honda Accord is going to give you the ability to do de-equalization into the amplifiers. So if you have a base model Honda Accord, there is a certain amount of equalization that's done before.
Is it yours?
Yes. There's a certain amount of equalization done out of the factory radio. If you would like to flatten that out so that you then go into your amplifier and have a flat signal going in your amplifier, that is great. However, that's also going to remove any characteristics of the factory system, which is fine, because if you have another processor to tune it the way you want, great. If you don't, you may not want to do that. One of the things, like with the LC amplifiers, is that it has a great high level to low level input. You can go into that amplifier directly out of that radio and get all the sound you want. If you have a DSP like a tweak, then you can take whatever's coming into it and layer on whatever form of equalization you want. So the idea behind the tweak, the fix in the tweak, is the fixes the signal and gets it flat. Then the tweak now rearranges that to match the speakers that you have. So this is where it gets confusing with JL. Most processors do that all in-house. So like if you just buy a normal DSP, most of them will have some form of de-equalization, re-equalization process built into it, where you don't have to deal with all that fun stuff. I mean, as you know, we put the DSPs in the Hondas all the time. Would I put a DSP in a Honda? Yes. Would I put a fix? No, I put a tweak. So, but if you're going to do audio control, just get a DM608, call it a day. I think we'll be having our shop truck at the Audio Frog booth, so you can listen to it. Awesome. We'll do a cool funness with that. And DEQ and the Audison too. Yes, the Audison does have that. The Audison does have de-equalization, re-equalization. So one of my favorite DSPs that we just don't get to do a lot of is this, which is the Bit Novae, or however you say it in Italian. The one cool thing about this is it's small and it has 9 channels of DSP. Why is 9 channels cool? Is that if you are going to be doing that 3-way set that we talked about earlier, where you have tweeter, mid bass, you want rear and sub, that's 9 channels. By having the Novae, you can keep 9 channels. You can also, it's the same DSP that's built into the Forza and the Prima. So what they did is, if you had the Prima and you had a Forza, that's same software for the most part, they took that DSP out, put it in the Novae all on its own, so that you could do it externally. Let's say you bought the SR amplifiers. I have no idea what that is. Who's it from?
Yes.
Who's it from? Oh, that's a new part that's the new part we can't talk about yet. New parts. New white box stuff that we can't talk about yet. It's cool. You'll like it if you have a Ford. We need to raise the door up before we pull this out.
No, it's fine.
You're gonna put the boxes in the trash?
I have to.
All right, well, cool. Yeah. All right. Listen, guys, we're gonna call it there. Thanks so much. Don't forget, tomorrow is the news. That's right. At 9 o'clock, we'll be going over the news. And if you're a Pioneer fan, you're going to want to watch the news tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips.
Yes.
Because we got the inside scoop on all the new Pioneer products that are coming out. Scoop! And we have pictures, and we have the whole slideshow. Somehow we got our hands on it, so we're going to share it with you. They're going to hate us. I don't care. Whatever. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Also, tonight at 8:30 Eastern, what?
8:30?
8:30 tonight. It's Thursday night. It's Thursday night, Fernando. You know what that means? Reverse Polarity over on the Hi-Fi Vega network. Mr. Popularity, Mr. Kicker co-host. Somehow he called him the man that never sleeps. I didn't understand that one. But anyways, tonight, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Reverse Polarity over on the Hi-Fi Vega YouTube network. And then also after that at 9:45 we'll be doing Side Jag, and the movie this week was The Wolf of Wall Street. Oh my god, if you haven't seen The Wolf of Wall Street and you have 3 hours before tonight to watch it, by all means watch it. If you've seen it and you'd like to talk about it or like to get my take on it and his take on it, definitely watch. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's all I got. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tonight. Bye.